keg stand to make a girl like you. Neighbors might be throwing shade, but buddy, you're on your way to the Alcohol of Fame, where everybody knows your name. You can't live it down, so live it up. Fill your cup, raise it up, raise it up. Woo! It's happy hour all day in the alcohol.
Welcome to the Distillery, where we boil the songs down to the stories that make them, where you, the listener, get to know the writers behind the songs. This is our very first episode, so we know it's going to be a little rough, but we hope you'll like it anyway. My name is Randy Harrell, and I'll be your host for tonight, and our guest songwriter is Norm McDonald. But before we get started with Norm, we're going to pay the light bill with a little word from our sponsor.
Dana Guy at House of Color helps you find the right colors and your personal style. Serving Franklin and beyond, call 615-305-7396 or click the link in the bio to schedule a direct appointment.
And we're back. We'd like to welcome our very special guest, Mr. Norm McDonald. Mr. McDonald is an award-winning songwriter, I think based right here in Tennessee, correct?
Yep, live up in Goodlettsville, just north of Nashville.
Well, welcome to the Distillery, Norm. We're glad to have you here.
It's my pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background, where you're from, and how you ended up in Goodlettsville?
Sure. I grew up in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I joined a rock and roll band when I was about 21, and ended up moving to Florida and spent most of my life down there. But as Nashville has this magnetic draw to all singers, songwriters, and musicians, it finally got me, and I started coming up here and discovered that I really enjoyed being around people who suffered from the same disease I have. That songwriting thing that never gives up.
So, when did you first realize you wanted to be a singer?
Believe it or not, I was 4 years old, and I stood about this high. I was looking at an old black and white square TV. Actually, it was kind of a circle in a square box. And I saw a gentleman introduce Elvis Presley. I watched and I listened, and I made the decision right then and there that that's what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to sing rock and roll.
Did you get the moves down, or?
Oh, sure. Especially when I had my diaper up, nice and tight. Yeah.
Who were your biggest musical influences growing up?
Influences? Well, listening to the melodies of the country music that my mom used to play on her phonograph, Farron Young, Ray Price, Eddie Arnold, the Everly Brothers, all that wonderful melodic, meaningful music that they put out. And then a few years later, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Animals, the Dave Clark Five. So my whole attention went from country music to rock and roll.
And your upbringing, how did your background influence your music that you write?
Well, as a songwriter, you're going to bring your experiences into it. So writing the song that we're going to sing later, growing up in Milwaukee, where it's the beer capital of the world, and so shorty and a shot, and you go down by the lake, and you go schmelting with a couple of cases of shorties, and it's a real alcohol kind of place.
I've got to ask about smelting.
Smelting. Well, that's when they dip these nets down in the water, and they pull out these little fish, and they take them home and cook them by the dozens. Never did it myself, but I remember watching the old guys do it when I was younger.
I'd heard smelting, but I wasn't sure what that meant. But
yeah.
Anyway. So can you walk us through your songwriting process?
It kind of depends on who you're in the room with. I very seldom write solo. I've learned that I love the richness and the experience that 2-3 different people in the room will bring to it. I grew up in Milwaukee, spent most of my life in Florida. Well, my experience and the people that I listened to and watched and observed were in different environments than perhaps someone who grew up in California or in New York City. And so each person brings their own experience, their own vocabulary, different ways of saying things, different ways of expressing the same emotion that you're all trying to come up with the best line to portray that and get the listener to catch them right in there.
Where do you find inspiration for your lyrics?
It's constant. It's no particular place. On my phone, I've got an Evernote app, and it just says hooks on that particular page. It goes for miles. I'll be driving down the street and think of something. I'll pull over, make a voice memo, save it, move on. My wife and I will be watching a show at night, and she'll see me reach for my phone. She knows I caught a line somewhere in the dialogue going on in the show. And she'll wait until I get it in there. You ready? Yep, okay. She presses play, and it goes back to the show we were watching. So it's everywhere.
So the melody doesn't come first, the lyrics come first.
Usually it's a hook, or that's some sort of a melody that comes with those words.
Okay. These broadcasts are made possible by our sponsors. So if you're interested in being a sponsor, just email us at 615distillery@gmail.com. And now a word from those sponsors.
Looking for the best in indie country music? Tune in to EMM Radio, your home for fresh country hits, exclusive artist interviews, and live performances. Stream it all at emmradio.us. Real country, real music.
Welcome back to the Distillery, and we're speaking with Mr. Norm McDonald, a Nashville-based songwriter who is kind enough to share some of his experience with us here tonight. And from a performance perspective, what's your most memorable performance?
I'd say there's probably several of them. Summerfest 1972, we were given the opportunity to open an old rock show. We were playing all kinds of 50s and 60s music for like a set. And our manager was sponsoring a concert with the Dovells, the Crystals, Gary U.S. Bonds, and Jerry Lee Lewis. So we got to open up that show. It was just surreal stepping out on that stage when they announced our name, because it was faces and heads all the way up to the horizon.
Yep.
It was 20,000 people. That was my first concert. That was a whole lot of fun and just scary as all get out, all at the same time. We've also done things like played in Saudi Arabia for a bunch of returning students of Americans that were working over there with Aramco. That was surreal as well.
Did you get to meet Jerry Lee Lewis while you were there playing?
I didn't really he didn't seem like he was in the talking mood. I got a picture of him somewhere under the tent.
I'm not sure he was ever in a talking mood. But, how do you prepare mentally and physically before going on stage? Is there something you go through? Or?
I've been doing it for so many years. I don't really do much of anything anymore to get myself prepared for it, other than to make sure that I've practiced my songs during the day to make sure they're fresh in my mind that night and my fingers go where they're supposed to. And just make sure I walk up with a good attitude.
Ever had a performance go wrong?
I don't know if you would call it a performance going wrong, but there was a time when we were booked to play a weekend in Little Rock, Arkansas. And we played the first night, had a great time, great people. We went back to the trailer where they were putting us up for the weekend and partied a little bit, went to sleep, and a couple hours later someone came banging on the door, and they told us that there had been a fire in our dressing room, and because a bomb was set off. Now, dressing room to us was something very different than to like a regular band, because we were a comedic rock and roll kind of a skit band. So we had all kinds of props. We had 3 trunks full of costumes and props. I was the main guy that changed costumes for different characters. Right. And so that was oh my gosh, my clothes and my costumes. Those ended up being okay, but we lost a couple of very expensive guitars. So we like to say we bombed in Little Rock.
So what would be your dream venue or festival to perform at? That you haven't already performed at?
I would love to play down at the Key West Songwriters Festival. That happens each year.
Yep.
That would be a fun one.
Familiar with it.
Yeah.
So tell us about your latest single. What's the story behind it?
Well, my latest single is a song called On Vacation. I wrote that with John Mullins. And it just started out as some fun thing. Every time we go on vacation, we lived in Florida, but my family's in Wisconsin, so we'd go north for a week or two, play at the Wisconsin State Fair. And I always kind of proclaimed when we got in the car that, and I want to talk no business for two weeks. I don't care because I'm on vacation. Well, my wife started, because my boys were into heavy metal rock and roll, she started going, I don't care because I'm on vacation. And we just had fun with that. But then when I started coming to Nashville, I gave that idea to John, and he said, we can write that. So we did, put out a single and a video. It's a fun video. Our son, Casey, is a videographer, and he shot it on the beaches of Fort Lauderdale. I don't care because I'm on vacation.
Can you tell us a little bit about the song you plan to perform later?
Sure. That song I wrote at Paul Ivey's place with him and Laura Rebel. And we were just talking about ideas. And she said, well, we hadn't found anything yet. She says, well, I got this idea. It's Alcohol of Fame. And we both went, yeah, let's do that. So the three of us started talking about things that we did, goofy things we did when we were young. And just the fact that some of them were pretty stupid, and we're fortunate to still be alive to
I think we've all done a little
have
bit
done
of
all
that.
those silly things with alcohol. So we just had fun, and so the song is not to glorify alcohol, it's to laugh at the fact that we thought we were pretty cool doing all that stuff. We're happy to be alive these days.
So that was one of your older songs that you've written. So how's your sound evolved over time?
It's I don't know if it's evolved. It's evolved because I'm sure the lyrics are stronger than they were 20 years ago, because I'm writing with very talented people who share their wisdom and their experience, and we help each other with, I'm not sure that's the best line, or what if we said this? Nah, until we just wait until the line just works. And so they become stronger and stronger. As they say, the house that built me took 5-6 years for it to have the final version where the publisher said, yeah, that's it.
So what message do you think, do you hope listeners take away from your music?
Well, I hope that I've either made them smile or think about something or find a new way to go tell the person they love how much they care for them.
Any genres you like to explore that you haven't already been through? Maybe in the future?
We have a favorite neighborhood Mexican restaurant, and they have a couple of young waiters there, and they must have had their playlist on because it was music I'd never heard in there before. And they were playing something, I wish I could remember who it was by, but it was like a Mexican rap. And my middle boy Casey, the videographer, decided he'd do some investigating on Google and found a version of it that had the English words on it. And it was just, to me, I laughed when I was listening to it, even though I didn't understand a word, because it sounded like something that my old band, Truke of America, would do, because it was just absurd. And just the way they repeated the lines, and then they'd go to something else. And we watched this video, and it was a terrible video, but the words were hilarious. The lead singer would go, the cow, moo, the cow, moo. And so it was just this totally absurd. So I want to write a Mexican rap song. Can we do that?
I think you
Spanish
can.
rap song?
I think so.
But in that style.
Yeah.
I think we could, but with English words. Totally absurd.
Sounds
I haven't done that
interesting.
before. I've written many different genres, but not that one.
Okay, a little bit about your career. What's been the biggest challenge you faced in your music career?
The biggest challenge that I faced was back when got married and had our first kid. All of a sudden, the life on the road just didn't seem as attractive, so I had to quit and get a real job, and I did that for many years. But if it's in here and you just keep writing and you're just recording whatever you can, whenever you can, it pulls you back in.
Yeah, it never goes away, does it?
Never goes away. Never goes away.
So what advice would you give upcoming and aspiring singers? Now that you've been
Coming
around
to
a few
Nashville
years?
or just being...
It's very different,
It's
isn't it?
very
So
different coming
both.
to Nashville.
Both.
if it's in here, if it's in your heart, and it's something that you can't stop doing, do whatever you can to get better at it. Practice, practice, practice. I came to Nashville because I learned that if you want to get better at what you do, you go hang around the people who are already good at doing what you want to do, and you listen to their advice. Don't come to Nashville thinking you're the next big sensation, because you might be, but so are the other 3,000 people who just came to Nashville the day before, thinking they were the next big thing. You have to come here and spend time networking with people, show an interest in what they're doing, and they will show an interest in what you're doing. Nashville has a great community of musicians and singers and songwriters that actually do care about you and will do things to help you become more successful. But don't come with an attitude, because we'll just let you go home.
You're right. How do you balance the business side of music with the creative side?
Well, you have to pay the bills, like you said earlier, with your sponsors.
Music is a business, make no mistake about it.
It is a business, and if you don't pay attention to it, you will soon run out of money and a place to live. So you have to find that balance. Coming to Nashville, again, with that other question about what would you give an aspiring singer, songwriter, musician, don't come to Nashville without a pocket full of money or without the intention of getting a job. You're going to have to do something to make some money in order to do what you really love and want to do most.
So what does success mean to you?
Success is everything from hearing applause, hearing a good job. Hey, I really like that song. What did you mean by what you said there? Anything that shows an interest in what you performed for them. Success can be that. It can also be, I wrote a song with J4 Wandis, my young friend J4, and it's a song about my granddaughter. Mm-hmm. And playing that for her on her 3rd birthday, and watching the smile on her face, and watching her just kind of dance around to it, that's success.
Earlier, we were talking a little bit before we started the show tonight, and you mentioned that you'd spent some time as a minister. Would
Yes.
you like to elaborate on that? That's
I'd love to.
a little bit different for a songwriter, I think.
I'd love to. Well, at the time, when I realized that, hey, I got to keep writing. I was writing Christian songs, some worship type songs, some life lesson type songs. Even while I was at the church, I felt a call to go into ministry after working for 14, which felt like 48 long years as a manager at a car rental company, in that corporate lifestyle. And it just felt like I wanted to do something more with my life. And I believe God introduced me to the possibilities of working at the church that I was attending at the time. That's where I met my wife. I was doing some ministry with the youth. I was leading the youth band as a lead singer, and my wife and her sister were the
Still involved in music.
harmonizers. Still involved, yeah. It's just never ended. And I was asked if I was interested in a position there as director of outreach, and I felt called to that. And then when we started having a beach service, a sunrise every Sunday morning at sunrise on Singer Island, I was the younger guy who wanted to do that.
So on the beach.
Yep. So the main worship pastor led the main campus, and then I got to go set up the equipment at 5 o'clock in the morning and turn on the generator, and it was wonderful.
Yeah,
It was wonderful.
Sounds really interesting and neat.
About that same time, I started marrying people. I'm an ordained minister, so that's something I do to help pay those bills.
Right.
So I do about 150 weddings a year.
Great. Still currently?
Yep.
All right. Back to the music a little bit. So if you could have written any song, what do you wish that song would have been that you've heard?
Well, there's the classics, Sound of Silence, Led Zeppelin, Whole Lot of Love. I'm going to give you a variety of things. Anything that the Beatles wrote, anything that the Stones wrote, Love and Spoonful, John Sebastian, Summer in the City, Do You Believe in Magic? Yeah.
Yeah, I find it interesting that you went from classic country to classic rock.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah. Still write in all different styles.
Right.
Still do.
If you could collaborate with any artist dead or alive, who would it be?
Don Sebastian.
I met John Sebastian.
He's my favorite. I met him
on a flight.
Yeah, and no, I met him. Cool. I bet you had a good talk with him. Mm-hmm. I didn't get to talk with him much. I met him in Fort Lauderdale when he was doing a show down there.
So what's on your current playlist? Any guilty pleasures that nobody would expect?
I don't listen to a whole lot of radio because I don't want to get stuck in a rut. I guess my playlist is mostly my local songwriter friends, their releases, in support of them and for the fact that if I say like it, it goes on my list, and that's what I'm listening to, my friends' music.
What's something that your fans would be surprised to find out about you?
Well, I think I might have mentioned things earlier. I got to play in Saudi Arabia. We had a manager type guy approach us when we were playing in Atlanta and said, "How'd you boys like to go play in Saudi Arabia?" We looked at each other like, "What's this guy on? Saudi Arabia?" He says, "Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but I book acts over there. I book big name acts over there, and they pay good money because there's Americans over there working for Aramco." And we thought about it. We said, "Okay, let's give it a try." So we did. Quite a unique experience. On the way back, we stopped in London, and I got to hear Mick Jagger's brother have a fight with his girlfriend. That was interesting on stage. Let's see. There's all kinds of stories.
Amazing the things you see backstage.
I could go on and on, yeah.
So can you describe your music in just 3 words?
Uplifting, hopefully fun, and melodic, encouraging, sing-alongable. That's too many words, but...
Well, we'll take them.
Okay.
All right, Norm, at this point, would you mind playing your song for us, for the fans tonight in the little
Happy
studio? Next door, we call it the Bourbon Room. And while Norm's getting set up to play for us, let's have a word from our sponsors.
Dana Guy at House of Color helps you find the right colors and your personal style. Serving Franklin and beyond. Call 615-305-7396 or click the link in the bio to schedule a direct appointment. Looking for the best in indie country music? Tune in to EMM Radio, your home for fresh country hits, exclusive artist interviews, and live performances. Stream it all at emmradio.us. Real country, real music.
Welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Norm McDonald and his song, Alcohol of Fame.
Okay, we're going to have fun with this one, all right? This is audience participation time. In the chorus, there's a line that says, "Fill it up, raise it up, woo!" You're the woo part. I'm the filler up guy, okay? So here we go. Johnny gets you walking sideways, dancing down the driveway, honky-tonk-a-donk and kicking off your Fridays. Did you howl at a full moon, party off a pontoon, do the longest keg stand to make a girl like you? Well, neighbors might be throwing shade, but buddy, you're on your way to the alcohol of fame, where everybody knows your name. You can't live it down, so live it up and fill your cup, raise it up, woo! Alcohol all day in the alcohol of fame. Did you beer pong, underproof, jump naked off the roof at Alpha Kappa Cuervo? The video's on YouTube, and you got 1 million views. Now I've got news for you. You're in the alcohol of fame, where everybody knows your name. You can't live it down, so live it up. Fill your cup, raise it up, woo! It's happy hour all day in the alcohol of fame. Did you grab a cop and roll out, stumble in the Waffle House, top shelf, black belt, never let the ice melt? Don't need an Emmy or a CMA, you're in the honky-tonk parade, in the alcohol of fame, where everybody knows your name. Well, you can't live it down, so live it up and fill your cup, raise it up, yeah, the alcohol of fame, where everybody knows your name. You can't live it down, so live it up. Fill your cup, raise it up, raise it up. Fill your cup, raise it up, raise it up. Fill your cup, raise it up, raise it up. It's happy hour all day in the Alcohol of Fame. Yes, the Alcohol of Fame. Woo!
All right. Well, that does it for our premiere episode of The Distillery. Tune in next week. We'll get to know another great songwriter. You can view this broadcast on all social media platforms, and the audio will be rebroadcast on EMM Radio worldwide. Norm, where can the fans find songs and information on your music?
Well, I've got a Reverb Nation page under Norm McDonald, MC. And there's also on all the regular platforms. I put a CD out with about 8 of my songs. And On Vacation, we talked about earlier, is available on Spotify. And that's about it for right now, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for tonight.
My pleasure. Thanks
we
for asking.
We enjoyed it. And with that, be sure to share this video and pass the word around the distillery with your friends. Our goal is to help indie songwriters get better recognition and to share some great music with you and the fans. Visit us at the Distillery Music and for links to our guest information and social media accounts. Thanks. Take care of one another and have a great week.
To the Alcohol of Fame, where everybody knows your name. You can't live it down, so live it up. Fill your cup, raise it up, raise it up. Woo! It's happy hour all day in the Alcohol